There was a mushroom, sad little mushroom.
Hello everybody, this is Mondo Connie, and this is my review of Sharknado. I am doing this in honor of the RiffTrax live show that we will be doing, as if I'm involved in any way, that RiffTrax will be doing of Sharknado this July 10th and again on the 15th. This will be a review of Sharknado only, not of the Asylum, because the Asylum... Sharknado starts with the character played by Steve Sanders, Ian Ziering, and he is a bar owner named Finn. He is a divorced father. He has a teenage daughter named Claudia and a son named Matt. His ex-wife is played by the lovely corpse bride. Is it the corpse bride? Who is it? What's her name? Is it the corpse bride? She's looking good. Where's my phone? I'm sorry, my apologies. His ex-wife is played by Tara Reid. And she does a lovely job being Tara Reid. The story takes place in Los Angeles, and they start having what they think is going to be a pretty bad hurricane. Pretty bad storm. What ends up happening is they have a hurricane which, check this out. Ooh. Ooh.
There was a mushroom, sad little mushroom.
The story starts by letting us get to know the main characters. We have Finn, the bar owner. We have Nova, who is kind of like, I guess you could call her a barmaid. That sounds tacky and rude, I guess, but whatever. It's Sharknado. She sweeps up and serves drinks and gets slapped on the ass by John Hurd, who plays the patron drunk and comic relief for about 15 minutes. We have Baz, who is Finn's friend, best friend, who knows? They don't really go that far into character development. It's the Asylum. We have, let's see, did I forget anybody in the first 10 minutes? No? Okay, so once the storm comes, which is another one of the characters, I guess a giant tornado, which is really a hurricane, I guess. It's just a miracle of science that has yet to be seen. It's revolutionary. So it's a big Sharknado that's moving over the land, and it's dropping sharks of all sizes on Los Angeles. So Finn and his band of merry men move away from the ocean and head up to Beverly Hills to try to rescue Finn's family. Once they get there, they are met with the rest of the characters in the movie, the majority of the rest of the characters, and it's Tara Reid, Tara Reid's douchebag boyfriend, and Claudia. So they decide to leave the house, which they pretty much have to, after Tara Reid's new boyfriend gets eaten in the living room by a whatever kind of shark. I didn't really pay attention. Mako, I guess. Who knows? It doesn't really matter. So he gets eaten in the living room, and they leave and go to, don't get me wrong, I didn't really pay attention to what branch of the military that he was training to be a part of, but they go to a military academy of some sort to pick up Finn's son, I guess, to make sure that he's safe. So once they get there, they decide that they are going to get bombs. I think they hit a hardware store. Don't get me wrong, I didn't just watch the show. I watched it once. I know that's terrible preparation to do a review on it, but not much happened. So just give me the benefit of the doubt. I have it's not Citizen Kane, okay, so trust me on that. So I think they go to a hardware store at some point and pick up hardware. They get things that, they don't get weapons, they get like saws, they get building materials. It's just, trust me, it's ridiculous. So they pick that up, and then they decide that they need helicopters, which of course are on hand. and they get bombs, of course, which would also be on hand if you would need it. Slender Man. Okay, so they decide they need bombs, helicopters, chainsaws, probably crossbows, I'm sure, somewhere along the lines of that. Probably some power cords, breakers. They probably got some gum, probably some clean water. They gassed up. They probably stopped and got some lunch. Okay, anyway, so they get there. They start to meet, like, I guess a place where there's just going to be like a convergence of all of the Sharknadoes are going to hit together. Sparks start flying between Nova and Matt. They decide that they're going to fly up in a helicopter and drop bombs into the tornado, and it's going to disperse the tornado, and then all of the sharks are just going to fall out of the sky, which it's a little bit better. I mean, it's a little bit better. The sharks will fall directly down, like just like one big shark, one big compacted shark bomb, than just like being sprayed out like a shark sprinkler system. So it is a little bit better. So they go up, and at first their bomb, the helicopter bomb thing is working. It's starting to disperse the Sharknadoes. Then one of the bombs gets lodged, and Nova tries to like dislodge the bomb, and while she's trying to dislodge it, she falls out. No. Yeah? One of the sharks kind of like grabs onto the bomb, and so she's like trying to dislodge it, and she dislodges it, and when she does, she falls out. Well, when she falls out, just that quick, another shark just grabs her right out of the air, and so Nova's gone, and Matt's all like, "No, my God, no, and it's like that. I guess he's trying to be like original with his no, because he doesn't want to just do the regular Heston no, but so he like throws his own twist into it, so it's like no. It's really cool. It's really Californian, and it's like, no, man, bro, but it's kind of cool. It's terrible. It's good though. I liked it a lot. Okay, so that was that. So on the ground, the corpse bride is just being like a bitch or doing something, I don't know. And then there's like, okay, so okay, so they have a Hummer. Did I mention that? So anyway, they've been driving around in a Hummer. Just go back and imagine that the car that they had is a Hummer. So they've been driving in a Hummer, and Ian Ziering decides he does the old Gila monster trick, and he puts a bunch of, we'll just say it's nitro. We'll just go the full Gila and put nitro in the back of it, and he's going to drive it into the Sharknado and jump out. He'll just jump out. Good plan, right? Wonder where he got that idea. Of course he does it. He's successful. He jumps out of the Hummer explodes, and he is successful. Okay, so he's on his way back to his family. He sees a shark headed straight towards his daughter, just bumbling like, ah, and a shark is headed towards her. Well, he pushes her out of the way, and in one fluid motion reaches down, grabs a chainsaw, starts it, and like head on, just like blam, right as the shark comes down mouth first onto the chainsaw. Okay, so it comes down onto the chainsaw, and so it just go, and then there's just silence, and so everybody's just like silence. Okay, and this was great. At this moment I was just like, oh hell yes, because this is the way I like to watch my movies end at any point. Not anything that can happen right now, it's just like whatever, this is great. To me it was great. I love that ending. There's like, well, there's a beat of silence, and then all of a sudden you hear kink, ring, and then a vertical slice down the side of the shark, and out comes Steve Sanders from 90210. And not only that, he pulls out Nova too. Just a little blood on him. Sharks don't digest. That's one thing that you did not know, and that is science. But here's the question that I have, and this is a question that if you asked any of my family, because we live in the South, would ask the same question. How the hell did he restart that chainsaw? Could you imagine? Could you imagine being inside the shark, even for a moment? I mean, you're just kind of like this. you wouldn't give up. Clearly you wouldn't give up, but just to be in that tight squeeze, I mean, and on the first try, who can start a chainsaw on the first try? No one. And he starts it on the first try. And I will give it a thumbs up for that. I'm going to give it a thumbs up for that. I did enjoy the movie. I found it enjoyable enough to watch it if I see it on at any point, okay? But I'm going to go over my qualm with it that just sticks to me every time I see it, because I know that the people who made the movie, when they actually put together the set, they had to do this on purpose. And it kind of makes me think, how did you do it? You knew what you were doing, so you had to have done it. I can't imagine why you would have done it, because logically it just doesn't, I don't know why you would have done it. Okay, now here it is. It's the scene when in the douchebag's house in Beverly Hills gets flooded in the living room. It is clearly flooded beyond the height of all of the electrical outlets. The electrical outlets are all flooded with water. The lamps are all still plugged in. Now, we have moved to a point in our society where it is possible for a weather system to pick up a shark and drop it on dry land miles from the sea, from the ocean. But there is absolutely no reason to be dickering around with electrical breaker systems. So why do the lights flicker? Why does the breaker not work in a house in Beverly Hills? That bothers me to no end. So, for you, Sharknado, I've seen worse.
And the Lord said, let children light. The Lord said, let.
Thanks, everybody. This has been a Mondo County production, and I hope to see all of you at the RiffTrax riff of Sharknado, and I hope they rip it a new one.